Hello there, Gemini. My name's Frankie, and I'm coming to you from spirits-healing-readings.com. And I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. And this reading is going to be for Gemini for 2017, January of 2017. It's hard to believe. It's all gone. I'm just kind of glad the last year's gone. We're getting into a new one. And what I've done for you here is I've pulled 4 cards. I'm going to use the bottom card on the deck for an overall view of the month. Then we'll pull an angel card towards the end of the deck, towards the end of the reading. Can't keep that straight. And I got a little to bring it together. And I got an announcement to make right before, because these are coming out before Christmas. So my husband has a website. It's called megatoysplace.com. If you go over there and buy all your Christmas toys, it's a Amazon affiliate, so you get all your Prime membership and all discounts for anything you buy going over that way. So go help them out. Anyways, I'm not an astrologer, so I looked up the astrology for the month for us, and it's in the 8th house, and that is joint money affairs. That's like your partner's money, debts and collections, secrets, hidden talents, legacies, inheritance, that kind of stuff. We have a pretty interesting month here. At first I saw this couple cards here and I thought, I don't know how good that one's going to come out, but I'm an empath, so for all intents and purpose of this reading, I will speak as a you. So therefore, we're all Geminis named Frankie right now. We have a few words that Spirit gave us before I started, and they are communication, grace, and openness. And this is the card, the overall. I don't believe these cards are going to go week by week. I think it's going to blend in and out through the month for us, but our overall card, I was like, well, I don't know if I want that one, Gemini, but it's the 10 of Wands, 10 of Rods, I think, in this, my new lovely Morgan Greer deck. But this is a card of really carrying a really heavy load. So perhaps some of us through December, everything was piling up on us. But the one thing to remember with when we get a 10 is it comes down to a number 1. So we've made it through the 9, we've got the job done. This 10 is okay, we're going forward to something better in our future. A lot of times also when we get this 10, this particular 10, it means that perhaps others are placing their responsibilities on us and we're taking them. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't handle the burden or handle the load, because we're Geminis. We're perfectly capable of doing that. But sometimes this card calls for delegating responsibility. So if this is that we're all individual Geminis, and this is a general reading. So, whether this is in your workplace, your love relationships, friendships, job, career, however this is coming down for each of us as individuals, sometimes, we're taking on a job that someone else should be doing when we get this card. So if we are, obviously hand it over to whoever should be doing it. That's exactly how I feel when I see this card. So if I'm taking on somebody else's responsibilities, it's not that I'm not capable, because we think on our feet. We're Geminis, we're quick, we're air sign. It's all mental. We got great ideas. The thought pattern can change frequency really rapidly, but maybe these burdens or this load belongs to someone else. Turn it over, Gemini. If we're getting really tired or whatever, just say, I got other things on my plate. Wasn't that your job, not mine? That kind of deal. Because it'll hit us each in different areas of our life. You know, like I said, I believe maybe this 10 might come back and forth at us, you know, throughout the month, kind of weave in and out. Because the first card we have is the Five of Cups here. And I always think of this card as a total choice card. Now remember they said openness, they said, when I think of grace, that word grace, you know, this is a card to me of looking backwards in the past. I'm looking backwards at all these spilled cups, you know, and I'm thinking I gave and I gave, maybe because of this 10 of rods that we have here. Or, you know, I'm looking back at the past and I'm angry, I'm not going to deal with whatever's happening. But when I see this card, I see choice. Now, what's left is these two cups standing. And that can make, if we are open to it and we turn around and look at exactly what's in front of us, these two full cups with beautiful, wonderful opportunity will just open the door wide open, step into that new choice, that new opportunity, that state of grace, like stepping into the flow. We don't look at what was, we look at exactly what is and what can be created with it. Now, some of us, because I got the word birth here too, so some of us may have had a tough time a long time ago and we're restarting, right? Or our past experiences with our lives are not all that great. But think of these spilled cups, just like carrying that heavy load for all that time, and it's lessons we learned, put the past behind us, concentrate, totally focused on exactly what's in front of us right now, and step into flow, that flow of grace, because I think we have some, if we're open to it, I think this month is going to be excellent. So, you know, remain flexible, communicate. They're saying communicate what my needs are. Like, what are my actual needs? Communicate them, because our next card here is the King of Cups. And this can be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But it can be male or female because it's a general reading. But this person, if it's a person, it could be perhaps someone we're going to marry that's totally loyal. He's like the father figure, so in the deck. So he could be loyal, he could be protective, just like a father. He could be an advisor, he could be a love interest to us, you know, that we maybe want to marry, something like that. He or she, you know, maybe it's someone we want to marry. But this person, if it was an advisor, would have really sound, good advice. We could be assured, if we're walking into a situation that has to do with this King of Cups, that it's going to work out well for us, because it's good news, it's prosperous situations, it's like they said before, stepping into that flow of grace, right? So if this is a person, I would want to, you know, open my mouth and communicate what it is I need. You know, if I needed help with something, I'd want to communicate that. If I, you know, because we have this 10 of Wands card here, you know, I don't know, it'll drop into a different area of each one of our lives. So let's say we're getting married and we're planning a wedding, and this maybe is either our partner or our husband to be, you know, maybe we want to shift the load a little bit because they offered to take it over. Or maybe this guy is a boss at work and it's time for him to step up to the plate and we're doing his job and ours. Or it's a co-worker like that, you know, step, because he will. They will, is what Spirit's saying to me. They will. If I communicate my needs, they'll step up to the plate, and help me in somehow, some way. Because the next card we have here is the Chariot card, and that's a major arcana. So, what this Chariot card is telling me is our lives, all of our Gemini lives here, are changing, very rapidly. But with this Chariot card, we are adapting. We're an air sign. We have mental capacity to adapt or change based on circumstances, right? And keep our eyes focused on those two full cups. Adapt and change like on a dime. We can do it if we set our mind to it. So this card's showing me that we are doing that. So let's say it's a new job and I have to acquire a new skill. I'm a Gemini. I can adapt to it. I can learn it and put it there in my little resume, even if it was something to do with a relationship. And before I said, I'm never going to do that. Maybe it's just a small compromise that I can adapt to, right? Because the overall perspective is much better with those openness and the grace, stepping into the flow of grace. With this Chariot card, it allows us to step into that flow and to stay there, right? And I do have that word birth here, so with this Chariot, we might get a big surprise also. I don't have the Empress in these cards, which might make me think birth if I had it with this Chariot card. But I have that word birth. So it may be a new idea, new project, new job, that we're going to jump into right away, or the new marriage. And when I get that word birth, it's like Gemini, if we don't want to get pregnant, pay attention, because the word is in there anyhow. This shows us we can make this change. We can make it, we can do it. We have carried this burden. We've had all these past lessons. If we keep our eyes focused on what's right in front of us, we can adapt, right? And they said the Five of Cups meant change. We can adapt, and we can do it rapidly because we're a mental sign. We're an air sign, and we're smart. That's what they're saying. Because the next card and final card we have here is the Knight of Rods. And this is a messenger card. And this knight brings us good messages, good tidings, good messages. Could be someone coming from someone that's younger than us. It can be male or female. It is, believe it or not, always a good message. It may be about my job, it may be about my relationship, it may be, career, friendship, however, boyfriend, girlfriend. This is like an excellent, excellent omen of the things that are here and happening. Now, Spirit told me to say that exactly the way it's being said. Here and happening. So they wouldn't tell me to say it that way for absolutely no reason. So they're saying, communicate our needs, step into the flow of grace. There is good messages on the way. We are adapting to every change that's put in front of us. We are holding those reins, and we make those minor adjustments as they come along, and that's to our benefit. And they're saying, keep your head together when it comes to finances. Well, it's not, none of this is like illusion. It's like be flexible. That's a word that's coming with this. It is what is. And this 10 is our fresh start, actually. Because, if we have to delegate to be able to do these things that are coming in our path right now, then delegate. What else are they telling me here with these words? It's like we're manifesting something. But in order to do it, when I think of that, remember, what was that? Secrets and hidden talents. They're saying, don't be, the thing to avoid is being too secretive or too possessive, because that word openness is real strong in there, and all of this Knight of Wands and this King of Cups, those things, they're predisposed in our favor. If they are a person, if they're a situation or a message coming to us, it's still predisposed in our favor. That looks really excellent. Maybe because it's partnership affairs, joint money affairs, maybe, there could be something in, like if we were considering a partnership with someone, perhaps they have the money to fund it. Or if we're considering a marriage, perhaps this is going to put us better financially stable. Or, because we're all different Geminis, maybe this is bringing a partner's funds in towards us to help us in some manner also. So openness, stepping into the flow of grace, communicating needs, not taking on so many others' jobs, and if that word birth, if it's birth of new project, great. If it's birth, and you don't want to have birth right now, they're saying watch it. The angel card goes right with it. It's like, it's here. If I can keep my eyes focused, turn around on those 2 cups, and use that past, and don't dwell in the past experience, but use it to move forward by looking at what is presently right in my face. And that's going to bring, really, our angel card is joy. And she's kind of beautiful. There's a dolphin with her. I don't know if I can get the glare off of there. And by the way, Gemini, that bow is attached to a Christmas tree, not my head. I'm telling you, honestly. It says, joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. They keep making me focus on that 5 of cups, and those 2 cups that I'm not looking at, and that big cup in that knight, or in that King of Cups hands. It's like, wow. And the Chariot combined with it, I think that's what it means. Everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. That's what that 5 of Cups, what they're telling me it means in this particular reading. It says, joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible level. I don't know why Spirit keeps making me look at those 2 cups that are behind me. They're doing it for a particular reason, Gemini, so heads up is what they're saying. Heads up. Pay attention. Not past. The exact now, and this says, and what can be created from it for the future. Let's see what the rest of the meanings are in here. And if we don't have time to do it, I want you to seriously think about that too. If you don't have time to do it because you're taking on too many other people's responsibility, take that time and lay down that load. That's how they're saying it. Take the time, lay down the load. Oh, I can't find joy here. Well, come on. It's probably because I can't spell. It says, you drew this card as a reminder that your power comes from staying centered in a feeling of joy. Ask your angels for guidance about any changes you could make to bring more joy into your life and into the lives of others. If you're feeling trapped or victimized in any way, the angels can ease the burden. I guess the angels know what they're talking about, Gemini. A joyful outlook brings the freedom you desire while your responsibilities are simultaneously met, perhaps by communicating the need. Release or heal any parts of your life that aren't joyful. The answer to your question involves choosing a route that brings you the most joy. And remember that Chariot, we can adapt. We got those reins. We can change to joy at any given moment, right? We can lay down the burden if we communicate our need. It says, release fears while manifesting. That's that stepping in the flow of grace. And instead, focus on the feeling of joy as if your desire were already a reality. And with that Five of Cups there and all those past experiences under our belt, this feels like if we focus on that present little couple seconds, the future's going to just blow wide open for us. This is a new year. Why not take a new opportunity? Well, Gemini, that's our reading for January, and I want to tell you a Happy New Year's too, and thank you for all of your likes, your shares, subscribes, and all of your comments. I really appreciate them all. I read them all. I don't get a lot of opportunity to write back. Every occasionally I can, and then I sit down and write back to as many of you as I can. But I want to tell you, thank you for all the people that I've met doing this over the last year and through doing the YouTube videos. And I want to especially thank all the people that I've seen through 27 years of doing this work. I really, really have a good job. And if you want to know more about me, all of the information is down below on down in the information area below here, or if you want to schedule an appointment with me, all of the information is there on the website for you to look at. So hopefully, Gemini, I will see you here next month. Bye-bye.